One World Together at Home festival, and if you missed it, honestly, probably not a big deal, but I will say it was a big day for the piano because these stars had to forego the theatrics and just offer some bare bones renditions of some of their favorite songs. Okay, so Lady Gaga, she gave us a rendition of Smile. Let's just say it was interesting. Now, Smile is a song written by the great Charlie Chaplin. He actually wrote it as the instrumental score for one of his movies in 1936 called Modern Times. And then Nat King Cole was actually the first to record the lyrical version in 1954. Nat King Cole performs the song in E flat major, but Lady Gaga did it in C major. I honestly think she could have used an HDpiano tutorial for this one because some of the chords she was playing, if you smile through your... They made my brain hurt a little bit. They just didn't make sense. Anyways, we're gonna be making an HDpiano tutorial for this, but I thought I'd give you just the rundown here. So, she does it in the key of C. Very easy, all white notes. And now the melody is almost entirely made up of white notes. So check it out. Up until there, only played these 7 white notes from here to here. Ooh, but then we see a C sharp. Now I've changed my hand position to here, and then we play that same phrase with an A flat, and then and that is the melody. Beautiful, simple, and the harmony is equally beautiful. And basically what happens is we have this C major chord, and we take our thumb and we're gonna walk it down to B, and then we're gonna walk it down to A. So that's like going from just a major triad to a major 7 to a C6. Now if we add the melody, notice that the thumb moves where the melody starts, to B. And then it moves to A. Now we come up to E flat diminished. All right, so E flat, F sharp, A, and C. To D minor, and then we go to A7. Now you could play an A in your left, but it's nice to play it in this first inversion. So we have C sharp, E, G, and A. Now right hand comes up. D minor in the left. Now we're gonna take that minor chord up to F. F, A flat, C, and F now in the left. Now we can take it down to E minor 7. So that's E, G, B, and D. So to A minor 7. So that was a 3-6-2-5. Very common way to end a jazz standard typically, right? So 3, because it's the third note in the scale, E, the third degree, and we build a minor 7 chord. 1, 3, 5, 7. Take those top 2 notes down. That gives us an inversion of A minor 7, 6 minor. Take the bottom 2 notes down. That gives us D minor 7, 2 minor. Take the top two notes down again. That gives us G7 in an inversion. Bottom 2 notes come down again. And we're back at the 1 chord, although we would probably want to just do a straight triad there. So, and there you go. That's the gist of Smile. So then Lady Gaga goes, Smile, do, 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 do. All you gotta do, maybe that was a little fast, is just take the chords we just learned and put the chords in your right hand, and then add some bouncy bass lines. Just boom, chick, boom, chick, boom, chick, boom, chick, boom. Okay, there you go, Smile. All right, let's take a look at Stand By Me, which was performed by John Legend and Sam Smith. Obviously, John Legend was playing keys on this one, and they did it in the key of A major, which is the original key, and it's a very simple one to learn, so I'm gonna show you the basics here. You put your left hand on D, E, F sharp, G sharp, and A, and this is just below middle C. You could do it down the octave if you want to. Now, in its most simple form, you really don't have to move your left hand at all. And the basic rhythm is 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So we're gonna do 2 measures, that's counting to 4 twice, on A, 2 measures on F sharp, that's the middle finger, 1 measure on D, 1 measure on E, the pinky and the ring finger, and then we'll go back to A major. So all together, the bass line is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, down to F sharp, 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, take it down to D, 2, 3, up to E, 2, 3, back up to A, 2, 3, stay there. When the night. And that is the loop for the bass line. Super simple. Now the chords in the right hand are also quite simple. And these are what I call the 4 chords of pop. We see A major, 1 major, the 1 chord, the tonic chord, F sharp minor, 6 minor, and then D major, A, D, F sharp, that's the 4 chord, and then E major, which is the 5 chord. So those notes are A, C sharp, E, and then all you gotta do is take your top note up to F sharp. Now you take your middle note to D, and then bring that down to G sharp, B, and E, and you've got 1, 6, 4, 5. Now if you play this on beat 2, 1, 2, and 4, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you put that with the bass line, you get a pretty functional arrangement of Stand By Me. D to E to A. That's the gist of Stand By Me. Super simple tune, and I think they kind of crushed it in their version. So now you can play along. All right, so let's move on to Billie Eilish. So Billie and her brother Finneas performed Sunny by Bobby Hebb. It's the kind of tune that you would hear at a jazz jam or a funk jam. I would have expected one of her own tunes, but I think she wanted to throw us a curveball. So Finneas was playing a Wurlitzer, much like what I've got over there. And this one is in the key of G minor. Now originally it's in the key of E minor, but they played it in G minor. And it's very similar to the pattern that we just learned for Stand By Me. So check it out. So let's check out those chords. We've got G minor, and then we go to B flat 7. So from G, B flat, D to F, A flat, B flat, and D in the right hand. And then E flat major, G, B flat, E flat in the right hand. And then D7, F sharp, A, C, and D. So we just loop those 4 chords 3 times. Sunny. Now if you wanted to get a little fancier with it, you know. Now check it out. The 4th time, we go to C minor, D7, and back to G minor. And that's kind of like the tag, the end of the form, and then it just repeats. So that's the C minor, so C, E flat, G, those are the core notes, then you just kind of double them up, take it up to D major, D, A, D, F sharp, A, D, and back to 1. And in this moment, Finneas did a little cheeky little James Bond tribute. And all that is taking your G minor chord, works on any minor chord. Take your 5th, your the root, 3rd, and 5th. Take that 5th note up a half step, up another half step, and back down. That's all it takes. So they did 2 loops in G minor, and then they actually modulated up to A flat minor. So that's a pretty simple one. There's a little taste. We don't actually have a tutorial for that one at HDpiano, but if you comment below and add it to our requests database at request.hdpiano.com, we'll surely make one for you. Okay, moving right along to Stevie Wonder. So Stevie Wonder gave us a wonderful rendition of Lean on Me by the late Bill Withers. Now he did it in the key of E flat because if anyone is gonna take a song up, it's gonna be Stevie. The song is originally in the key of C, and it's super easy because you just take this shape, move it up the keyboard, and move it down just on the white notes. But Stevie Wonder, naturally, of course, takes everything up. He has one of the highest male voices ever.
Hey, we all need somebody.
And he did it in E flat. So all that means is you just have to know the notes of the E flat major scale. It's as simple as just walking each note, E flat, G, and B flat, up a step, up a step, up a step, and back down. And then you apply that to the rhythm of the song, and you've got Lean on Me. Awesome. All right, let's take a look at what Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello did, besides being a beautiful power couple. If you're not jealous of their quarantine, I don't know what to tell you. Anyways, they gave us a beautiful rendition of What a Wonderful World. They are both such great singers, and honestly, Shawn's not too bad at the piano himself. Now, we have a tutorial for that in the key of F, but they were doing it in the key of D major. So I just want to walk you through that real quick. It's a very simple song, also, and if you know your triads, just some basic chords here, there's a really simple pattern that you can apply. So the chords are as follows. We have D major, D, F sharp, and A. Take that shape up to F sharp minor, F sharp, A, C sharp, up to G major, G, B, D, and back down to F sharp minor. And down again in the scale of D major to E minor, we get E, G, and B, and down again to D, and then we go to a slightly more unusual chord, F sharp major, F sharp, A sharp, C sharp, and F sharp, which resolves to 6 minor, B minor. And that's B with D, F sharp, and B in the right hand. And you can invert these chords if you know how. And then we see B flat, really juicy, surprising chord, one of my favorites in this song. And then E minor 7 to E7, and then we see like a 3, 6, 2, 5. Anyways, I'm gonna stop there because I could easily get carried away teaching you this whole song. But here's the pattern. So if you just have 3 notes in your right hand, which are gonna be, the 3 notes of the triad, and then you have the bass line in your left, you just hit the bass note, and then play bottom, middle, top, middle, bottom in your right hand, and you do that for every chord. So D major, up to F sharp minor, up to G, back down to F sharp minor, down to E minor, down to D major, F sharp major, and B minor, B flat major, again, and then we go to E minor and A. And then that's the gist of it. That'll get you through the entire A section of the song. So if you'd like to see a version added to our tutorial in the key of D so that you can play along with Shawn and Camila, simply comment below. If we see that there's some interest, we'll totally make it happen. Kasey Musgraves gave us a stunning home delivery of her song Rainbow, and that's in the key of E flat major. I'm not gonna show you that one here because you can learn it pretty much exactly as she performed it over at HDpiano.com with Joe.
Then we're into the chorus. Pretty song, this one. Wowee.
Beautiful piece though, and she crushed it. Tons of wonderful piano. Let's move on to Eddie Vedder from Pearl Jam. He performed their song River Cross, which is in the key of C, and he played it on this, antique organ, which I think is actually the organ from the original recording because it was equally out of tune. It's about 30 cents sharp. So it's a little hard to play along with, but I'll give you the gist of it. It starts on G, and it's like this just G and D power chord, and then you take that shape down a step. This is kind of like Lean on Me. You just move it down the white notes. And then you move it down to E. And you move it back up to F. And back up to G. Now he does some little riffs in there. stuff like that. That is all the verse is comprised of. Now the chorus goes to C major. So you can just play a nice rich C major chord, E, G, C in the right, to the 4 chord, F major, F, A, C in the right. And you just go between those, and that's the chorus. Very simple song. I'm not a big, I don't mind Pearl Jam, but I've never really checked them out thoroughly. So I didn't know this song, and I was kind of stunned at how simple it was, but it really nice tune. And if you have an antique organ or an organ patch on your keyboard, now's the time to bust that out. All right, so another performance that featured piano was by Celine Dion, Andrea Bocelli, Lady Gaga, and John Legend performing The Prayer, and they were accompanied by Lang Lang on a surprisingly out-of-tune upright piano, much like mine. But regardless, that quarantine quartet pulled it off pretty well. And they actually did it a whole step down from the original. So originally it's in the key of F major, but they did it a whole step down to save their voices in the key of E flat major. Now, if you want to learn it in the original key, in F major, we've got a tutorial for that taught by Dan over at HDpiano.com, so you can check that out. Okay, a few other notable performances. You might have noticed that I haven't mentioned Taylor Swift, Elton John, or Paul McCartney. Well, sadly, HDpiano is still working on acquiring the rights to teach their music. They're tough cookies to crack. If you know any of them, give us a little shout out, you know what I'm saying? But in the meantime, we're trying to respect our publishing agreements, and unfortunately that means we can't show you some of the great stuff that was happening on the piano with their songs. But also, it's worth pointing out Jennifer Hudson, she did a version of Hallelujah. We have a tutorial for that as well if you want to learn that. Billie Joe Armstrong from Green Day did Wake Me Up When September Ends, though he did it down a whole step in the key of F major, again, instead of G major, probably to save his voice. Well, you can learn it in the original key with Niji over at hdpiano.com. Beautiful. Now, Lizzo did a rendition of A Change Is Gonna Come in the key of B flat, and that is the original key, originally sung by Sam Cooke, and I taught the lesson for that over at hdpiano.com. Something like this. Alright, so that's a little taste of what that could sound like. She did it with kind of like a luscious orchestral karaoke track. Speaking of karaoke tracks, Jennifer Lopez, in her expertly lit backyard, sitting next to a tree wrapped in fairy lights, I mean, it truly looked like some sort of wedding magazine. She did a version of People, a Barbra Streisand tune from a musical called Funny Girl. Now, she did that in the key of A major, and there was a lot of beautiful piano featured in the karaoke track that she used. We don't have a tutorial for that yet, but if you want one, comment below or vote at requests.hdpiano.com. Of course, there was Annie Lennox. She did There Must Be an Angel. Lovely piano playing. All right, so that leaves Jimmy Fallon and the Roots, and they did an original, presumably, called The Safety Dance, which is in the key of C and features the melodica. And it was about here. 2, 3, 4. To B flat. To F, and then go from F, back to B flat, back to C. Looks something like this. Right? Lovely little chord change. A measure of C, 2 beats of B flat, down to F, F, back up to B flat, to C, and then down to G. So there you have it. That's a summary, more or less, of what went down in the One World Together at Home festival, at least as far as the piano is concerned. I was very excited to see that much piano featured in such a high-profile, musical event. Shout out to Global Citizen and Music Cares for all the money they raised for the COVID-19 Relief Fund. They're doing a lot of great work. Otherwise, I hope you're getting down and dirty with your piano during quarantine, because it's a great way to pass the time and a great skill to have once the world opens again, whenever that might happen. Yeah, all right. I guess I'll see you guys at another lesson. Hope you enjoyed this. That was fun. My name's Devon with HDpiano.com. Tune it out for now. but I will see you soon.